Well, it's a beautiful spring morning here on the homestead. I'm busy putting the finishing touches on my new garden. The unveiling is going to be in a couple of days. But I also keep my ear to the ground when it comes to things pertaining to gardening so I can keep you guys informed and let you know what I know. Everybody has been talking about these tariffs on dolls and cars and so forth, but nobody's talking about the tariffs when it pertains to gardening. And that's surprised me because there are millions of people who garden, and I did a little digging, pardon the pun, and found out that there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of adjustments when it comes to gardening. And if you guys stick with me for a few minutes, I'll tell you what's happening and how you can prepare for it. Well, most gardeners don't realize that a large portion of what we use in our gardens on a day-to-day basis are imported. I mean, right now I'm going to show you. This is peat moss. There's the brand name there, and I'm pretty much out. And that peat moss is from Canada. So if you've been keeping up with the news, there's been a little feud going on with Canadian government in terms of the tariffs. So the price of this is going to go up if you can find it. Here's ProMix. ProMix comes from out of Quebec, which is also in Canada. And there is let me see if I can find, there it is, product of Canada. So right off the bat, the ProMix comes from Quebec, and the peat moss, 90%, according to the research that I've done, 90% of the peat moss that comes to the United States comes from Canada. It was already pretty expensive. I got this on sale way back just before spring. So yeah, you can expect that to go up even higher. So the best thing you can do is try and get this stuff now before the prices go through the roof. If you look inside here, yeah, those little white specks, a lot of you guys probably know what this stuff is already, but in case you don't, it's perlite, and I'm trying to think of vermiculite, I think is the name of the other one. Well, at any rate, that stuff comes from, well, some of it's made here in the U.S., but a lot of that is made in Turkey and Japan and shipped to the United States. So again, we're talking about tariffs, or we're talking about, in this case, shortages, because a lot of this stuff is sitting on ships right now. And if things settle down and those ships do leave, it's going to take 4 to 8 weeks for that stuff to reach us, to get to our ports, to get offloaded and get into the stores. And that's going to take you into July. So the best thing to do is try and jump on this now, because like I said, a lot of people are not talking about it. So get to it before the shelves are empty, before you have shortages. So another thing that you need to know about, and that is the gardening tools, the shears and the pruners and so forth. This is, I just purchased this. It's a water feature. It's a solar water fountain, and you guessed it, made in China. Also made in China. So what am I showing you? I'm showing you the pruning shears, but pretty much, I would say a large portion, over half of the gardening tools that we use come from China. So if you are fortunate enough to be able to pick this stuff up now, while you can still pick it up at the old prices, then that's a bonus. I suggest you run, don't walk, and go and get this stuff, because either you're not going to be able to get it at all, or the prices are going to be high. So on top of everything that I'm showing you here, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with coconut coir, which is used to hold moisture in the soil. What I didn't know until I did the research is 95% of the coconut coir that are used in the plants here in the United States is imported from 32 different countries, including Vietnam. So yeah, that's something else that you might want to jump on real fast. And there's more. The last thing I wanted to cover with you today is, I don't know, maybe the most important, and that is vegetable seeds. A lot of us don't realize where our seeds come from. You look on the seed pack, it doesn't say at all, or it'll tell you that it's made in the US. Well, or should I say produced in the US. That's not entirely true. A lot of our seeds do come from the US, but a lot of those seeds are from overseas, and they're shipped in bulk. They come in these humongous sacks, these humongous packages, and then once they get here to the company that purchases them, they repackage them into smaller packages before they go out on the shelves. A lot of those seeds come from the UK, they come from Holland, and they come from India. So there are a lot of people who, for whatever reason, are going to start gardening again this year, who have never gardened or are going back to gardening again. So there may be a problem. I say maybe, and none of this is absolute, but the bottom line is it takes a while. These companies can't just pick up the phone and, tell them to send over, I don't know, however many seeds or batches or bags or shipments, and expect to get them in a couple of days. This stuff is ordered well in advance. So if the ships aren't coming in, or if you have a rush on seeds, then the prices are going to go up. Even if the ships do come in a lot of cases, the price of seeds are going to increase. I brought scarlet runner beans 2 years ago, and I wanted them again for my garden. I got them from Amazon, so there's a feature where you can go back and just hit reorder. And when I looked and saw they were $2 more already, $2 more than what I paid 2 years ago, I said, forget it. So you will not see scarlet runner beans in my garden this year. At any rate, you get the point. Spread the word. Spread this video. Let your friends know. Let your gardening friends know that it's probably not too late. So a lot of this stuff made in Canada, made in China, made in Mexico, made in a lot of other places around the world is either going to go up in price or it's going to be scarce. So I hope you guys share this video and give me a like if you have any questions. Post them below as usual. I am the Frugal Gardener. I garden in Zone 7A in West Virginia. And I can always tell you guys, when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. I'll catch you guys on the next video in a couple of days. From now on, at least for the foreseeable future during the summer, instead of posting on Tuesdays, I'm going to start posting on Mondays and probably again on Thursday. So that's it for today. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.